Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into what experts say is the single biggest threat to your newborn in their first few days. And here's a hint. It's probably not what you think. It's not about infections. It's not even about feeding. It's about something as simple as warmth. We're going to show you why keeping your baby warm isn't just about comfort. It's literally about survival. Okay, let's just start with this quote because it should stop every new parent in their tracks. For those first few critical days of your baby's life, the thing you need to worry about most isn't what you've been told. It's not germs, it's not feeding problems. According to the doctors who see this every single day, it is simply the cold. I love this analogy because it captures the problem so perfectly. That thin paper cup, that's your baby's skin. They lose heat about 4 times faster than we do as adults. So let's dive into the science of why this happens. So what is it that makes a simple chill such a massive threat? Well, just imagine spending 9 months in a perfectly climate-controlled world around 37 degrees Celsius. Then, boom, you're suddenly exposed to room temperature. It is a huge shock to their system, and we're here to explain the science behind how you can manage it. So let's get into the physiology of it. Understanding this is really crucial because a newborn's body is fundamentally different from ours in one key way when it comes to staying warm. And here is that fundamental difference. When we get cold, what do? We shiver, right? Our muscles contract to generate heat. A newborn can't do that. Their muscles just aren't mature enough. So instead, they have to burn a very specific and very limited internal fuel source to stay warm. And that resource is called brown fat. The best way to think about it is like a tiny, non-rechargeable battery pack that they have around their neck and back. When a baby gets cold, their body burns through this fat at an incredible rate. And when that happens, it drains their blood sugar and their oxygen. This little battery pack is meant for growth and brain development, not for fighting off a draft from an AC vent. So this is the crucial point. A cold baby very quickly becomes a weak, tired baby. All the energy that should be going to their brain, to their growth, to just learning how to feed, is instead being completely wasted just trying to stay warm. So protecting their warmth means you are directly protecting their energy to grow. So how do we do it? How do we become their perfect external thermostat? Well, it's not about guessing. This here is your clear, actionable, clinical blueprint for keeping them safe. We are going to walk through each of these 5 non-negotiable rules one by one. This isn't just general advice. This is the exact, measurable stuff you need to follow at home. First up, the clothing rule. It's super simple and it's super effective. It's called the +1 layer rule. Basically, whatever you're comfortable wearing in a room, your baby needs 1 additional light layer. And the fabric is absolutely key. It has to be 100% breathable cotton or muslin. Synthetics, like polyester, are a huge no-go. They trap sweat, which then evaporates and makes the baby even colder. Okay, rule number 2 is all about this number right here. The single most important metric for your baby's room is keeping the temperature consistently between 25 and 28 degrees Celsius. That's about 77 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't guess, please get a room thermometer. This one is non-negotiable. All right, rule number 3 is about something called the chimney effect. And it starts with this kind of mind-blowing fact. A newborn's head is massive in proportion to their body. It accounts for a full 21% of their total body surface area. So leaving a baby's head uncovered is basically like leaving a chimney wide open in a heated house during winter. All that precious warmth they're working so hard to generate just rushes right out. This is why a simple cotton cap and socks are absolutely mandatory for the first few weeks, even when you are inside. Rule number 4 is all about trusting nature's built-in protection. You want to delay that first bath for at least 24 hours, and honestly, ideally, you should wait 48 to 72 hours. That waxy white stuff on their skin when they're born, that's called the vernix. It is a perfect natural moisturizer, an antimicrobial shield, and a thermal blanket all in one. Let their skin absorb it. And finally, rule number 5. This one uses the most powerful biological tool you have, your own body. Skin-to-skin contact, which is known as Kangaroo Mother Care, allows a parent's chest to act like a smart thermostat. It actually warms up or cools down as needed to perfectly regulate the baby's temperature. It's incredible. Now, let's talk about the conflicting advice that you will inevitably get from well-meaning relatives and friends. It's time to arm ourselves with pure science so you know what's fact and what's fiction.
So, a really common piece of traditional advice is to overbundle a baby in heavy, thick blankets. But the scientific reality is that overheating is just as dangerous as being too cold. Babies have immature sweat glands, so they can't cool down efficiently. This makes severe overheating a major risk factor for SIDS.
And here's another one you'll hear. It's so well-intentioned, but some of these traditional bathing practices can actually work against your baby's safety. A long, oily bath, maybe under a fan, can cause rapid and really dangerous heat loss. For the first few weeks, a quick little sponge bath a couple of times a week is all they need. So this is the million-dollar question, right? How can you actually be sure if your baby is too hot or too cold without just guessing? Thankfully, the answer is surprisingly simple and it's really reliable. Okay, first things first, forget their hands and feet. A newborn's circulation is still developing, so their hands and feet will almost always feel cold to the touch. The only accurate place to check their core temperature is the back of their neck. Just slip 2 fingers back there, it should feel warm and dry. If it's sweaty, they're too hot, take off a layer. It's really that simple. All right, let's end with what might be the most important part of this whole explanation, knowing the clear, objective red flags. These are the signs that mean you stop guessing and you call your doctor immediately. This is not about guesswork. These are measurable things that demand action. First, get a digital thermometer. If their underarm temperature is below 36.5 or above 37.5 Celsius, that's a red flag. If they seem floppy, if their cry is weak, if they're too tired to even wake up for a feed, or if their skin looks pale or mottled, these are all signs of an energy crisis. You call your doctor right away. Let's leave you with this really powerful note. Bringing a baby home is overwhelming, we get it. But you are their parent. You are their shield. And now you have the knowledge. You are armed with the science to protect them. So, at the end of the day, what's the key takeaway? It's the confidence to trust science over all the noise you're going to hear. It's about knowing how to protect your new baby with this life-saving knowledge. That simple act of managing their temperature is exactly what gives them the energy they need to thrive.